A video? You think we should do a whole video of Steve? How are we going to get him to do the work?
The Miracle of Birth.
I see Brian and Philip and Scott, but where's Steve? Oh my goodness. I guess he just kind of got lost in those 4 boys. I guess we should have taken more pictures of Steve. You know, that's probably why he wants to do so many videos of himself today. Yeah, what this album doesn't tell you is how he got hit by a car one time when he was 5 years old. He couldn't keep up with us bigger kids, so we ran on across the street and he took across the street and got hit by a car. You'd think he would have looked. He had the nerve to go home, tell Mom and Dad that we left him behind, and that's why he got hit by a car. I'll tell you, there's a reason I didn't take pictures of him.
Brian, you remember this level?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this level. This is the one that Steve took a nail and drove it right into there. He was like, what's that bubble for? He found out the bubble was water. Who did he blame it on? Oh, yeah, little brother. Because my allowance was 5 cents a week. His allowance, I think, was 8 or 10. So I took the rap for it so that he wouldn't have monetary loss.
Who can forget the time that Steve took the sled and got 3 kids on it? Steve was guiding the thing and went down the back hill.
I was on that sled.
Yeah? Oh, you were on the back of the sled.
I was on that sled.
And he ran into Dad's brand new fireplace and broke it. And you got blamed for it.
And I got blood for it, too. Yeah, I hit the fireplace as he bailed off.
Well, Steve, as usual, you're late. Waiting on you to run with you. You know, Steve and I have known each other since I was 13 and since he was 14. And you know, back then Steve was known as a warrior. You would hear words like heroic, mythic, legendary, about how Steve resembled Christopher Reeves. And you know, now it's really kind of sad. Steve has now turned into kind of a wimp as opposed to a warrior. I'm hearing stories about HGH, human growth hormone. I'm hearing about blood doping. I'm hearing about Das Boot, which is an old German way of trying to work on virility, and Fountain of Youth, and do the things that you know are right. Don't rely on things like HGH and Botox and facelifts and things like that. Try to just be normal, Steve, and we'll help you.
Steve and I go way back. We went to college together. After college, he went into business, became successful at Store Cable, started his own company, became very successful after that, and after years of hard work and labor, it dawned on me. He was now Mr. E, entrepreneur. Mr. E, entrepreneur. It even kind of rhymes there, doesn't it? Entrepreneur, entrepreneur. Anyway, happy birthday, old man.
Steve, I'm still waiting. As usual, you're running late. Come on, let's get with it.
The formative years.
Okay, well, it was about 25 or 26 years ago, maybe. I really can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I think that's what it was. And Jane had been working with a guy at Store Cable, a really cute guy, very shy, and hadn't asked her out yet. She'd been throwing out all the signals. Anyway, it was my idea to get some Starplex tickets, take him to a concert. It ended up being a great evening, and it was really the start of Jane and Steve.
God, it's what, his 60th birthday party? God, that's so freaking old. Well, I can't go. I rented 2 movies from Redbox. I mean, that's $2. I can't waste that for a party. What's so special about this party? 60? Oh my God, that is so old.
Let me start way back. Let me start back in '76. He had hair down to his shoulders, and he was in a band. It was Arthur, Brian, and Steve in a band. You know, he was playing that bass as well as he could, doing that headbanger thing.
Say something nice about him? Okay, give me a second. I mean, that's going to take me a while to think of something nice.
And then the van wars. You know, Steve got the van for the band. Brian got the van for the band. Band wars.
Oh, I got it. Steve. Usually guys your age cannot say that is their own hair and teeth. Good going. Happy birthday, Steve.
You know, marriage, kids, move to the country. It's a good life, Steve. It's a good life.
I thought to myself, it's time to get the band back together. We got a fill-in drummer. He wasn't that good. He really wasn't that good. A guy named Ronnie Mau Mau. I've really lost contact with him ever since Ronnie Mau Mau framed me for driving the Yamaha 250 into the school and getting busted by Monsignor Johnson. I thought that was a dirty trick, and I just didn't want anything to do with him. So since that event, I've lost contact with him.
Oh, hi. I'm Bill, and I've known Steve McGregor since the early 80s. But having a relationship with Steve is kind of like an onion. The more layers of his personality you peel back, the more you want to cry.
It's been over 20 years, Steve, you've been doing my commercials. I would think you'd get better each year. Why aren't you ready? Why aren't the cue cards ready? What am I doing with you? Because we love you. And your work is great.
Entrepreneur.
He came into the club and was working out, and I had already been there for a few weeks, and I noticed this guy in a black tank top and these real short black shorts. And I thought, my Lord, I go, either that's Richard Simmons or that's somebody who dressed in the dark.
Steve, aren't I better looking? Don't I act better? Aren't I easier to direct than Dan? Wouldn't you rather be with me than Dan? I'm so much easier.
Oh, yes, I memorized my lines. I can't believe he gave me such grief over changing just a couple of words. I mean, really, whoever had a line with eggplant in it that made sense anyway?
You know what my problem is? I appeal to people that can do me absolutely no good.
But why haven't you invited me to other parties? This is the first party you've invited me to. Well, I'm going to be there. I'm here now. But what about the other parties? We'll have a talk about that. Happy 60th birthday. Glad to share it with you.
Hey Steve, what's going on, man? I'm glad you stopped by. Wanted to talk with you some more about the conversation we were having on the phone earlier about stuff that we used to do back in the day when we first met. Man, what a riot those times were, huh? Really kept your attention too. Those stories were just crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, wait, hold on one second, okay? Be right back. Just a sec.
So, since then, nothing. No commercials, no plays, nothing.
But we got to talk about these filters to get the wrinkles out so that I look 20 years younger, because you've been doing this for 20 years and I'm not looking better like I should.
I'm sorry, I really want to talk to you.
But I don't need any powder.
Oh, he needs powder all the time.
Be right there.
The Auto
We're doing a bit. So So, here's what you need to know. When you bring a guy over, you just need to be aware that Daddy's going to do all of his bits, usually all in order. And you know if he's in a band,
He's going to ask to be the manager.
I know. So just be prepared that he's going to want a cut of whatever.
85% is his, 15 is the boys.
Exactly. Totally.
And the
like
bass
that.
player doesn't get any.
Yes. And beware, if they work in retail, you know what's going to happen.
He's going to want to get fixed up fat.
That guy better bring something for him.
And if he doesn't, he needs to bring a present over when he meets him.
Absolutely.
I remember when Steve and I first met, and he asked me what I did for a living, to which I began to explain the photolithography process in semiconductor manufacturing.
You know, that Steve sure does know how to throw a party.
He can party me under the table.
Oh, man, I tell you. Oh, how about a shot for that?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And building of a transistor in a thin wafer of silicon, but not really on a wafer, but in epi that's been deposited on the wafer, which is a minuscule part of that.
Steve, man, we gotta talk. Just got back from Europe. Where's my 15% at, man? We're just about to go do another tour, and I need my Taco Bell every day at 12 o'clock noon. You gonna make that happen or not? You call yourself a manager. What you doing with that 85% anyways, man? I'm telling you, man. Show me the money.
You want to talk about videos that we've had to do? How about Popo's Pizza? Everybody loves Popo's Pizza, except I kept getting interrupted with feeling this time.
A pizza commercial, I had to be monkey. It's like free child labor.
And I realized that I was losing him. His eyes began to glaze over. And then I thought about it for a second. I'm a lumberjack.
Steve, you were supposed to be my manager, but with all that soccer scholarship money, you owed me 15%, and I haven't seen a dime. I think it's about time you showed me the money.
Steve McGregor? Yeah, I remember him. He was one of the coaches for my daughter's soccer team in the 4th grade. Tigers, something like that. Very, very nice guy. Friendly, very positive to all the girls. Never had a bad thing to say. In fact, too nice sometimes.
What about if you mess with the bull, you get the horns?
Or how about when I'm 60, I can still sit on you?
When the kids were younger, decided to get into soccer. Steve, being a teacher one time, thought he could coach. Didn't have any qualifications. Of course, I had the qualifications, having been recruited by the Texas Tornado back in 1970. But he wanted to be the coach, so we let him. It was actually Jimmy James and myself were the actual powerhouses behind the team. He was more interested in cracking jokes.
Steve, all I'm saying is show me the money. You promised to give me 15%, you keep 85%, or well, I don't know why. You don't really do anything. I have yet to see that money. I've done 50 paintings. Where is it? It's time to pay up.
He sure does like those Jello shots, let me tell you.
Yep, next thing you know, he's puking his guts up in the bushes. Cheers to that.
Ugh, what about Santa's trapdoor?
Come here, little girl. Come sit on Santa's lap. What do you want for Christmas? Oh, no, you can't have that, but you can have Santa's trapdoor.
Well, he always does include me in his videos. Evidently, I play a very convincing dead guy.
They were a winning team. Never had anything bad to say. He was always friendly
Mom,
and smiling. Yes?
That was Coach Jimmy.
Jimmy? Oh, that's right. That was Jimmy James. Steve was the one behind the camera all the time telling corny jokes.
Ugh, the worst of the worst. I'd rather have a box of fish than a daughter like you.
And what about that Scottish thing?
I know, it's just like all of his impressions, like Bahaba and the Johnny Bravo and Elvis sounding exactly alike.
And to think he can drive home after all those shots?
And to think that we have to remind him that he's already home?
Oh man, you gotta love that guy.
Of course, I still regularly supply him with pumpkin pies and chocolate every year on his birthday. And I always hear that he's watching his weight or he's on a diet, but I guarantee I never go home with a pumpkin pie or any chocolate. So much for watching your weight.
There was this one he used to always talk about. It was like Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, what was that?
Mom, it was Edgar Allan Poe.
That's right.
You know, we've done a lot of work together over the years, and it's been a lot of fun, you know, to see what kind of projects you've done and stuff that we've worked on together. But I will say that you have achieved all-time dude status forever and always. That time that you strapped that camera to the top of your head, jumped out of the plane, shot the footage, you know, were shooting the footage the whole way down, forgot your parachute, crashed into the top of the tree, broke your fall, and then landed like a feather right down there. And the footage was awesome, man. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
I met Steve McGregor. It was on, it's here on page 2003.
Greta, if you weren't my sister, I would stuff you a good one with my big Wiener Schnitzel.
Whoa, that sounds all right to me.
I've only known Steve for about 8 years, even though I'm a fairy princess and all. Ever since I met Steve McGregor, well, I just been walking on sunshine. producer Steve. I love you. And if you're looking for your next leading role, I'm available.
So the first time I met Steve, he showed up at my house in Parker unannounced, had this little director's cap on, and he had this attitude. He threw up his hands and said, "I can't work with this talent." I'm thinking, who is this guy? He's out to film this shovel mate. I didn't know what a shovel mate was, but I came to find out. He said he just wanted to dig a small hole and film this. Just a small hole in my backyard. Oh my God! This is a small hole, Steve. What you did in my backyard was not a small hole.
Yeah, when I first met Steve, he was still in diapers. Of course, he was 42 years old at the time, but well, you know, sometimes it's that way.
Then I met lovely Jane, and I invited them to the Fairy Tales Gone Bad party at Joe and Kelly's. And the rest, is history.
All right.
Oh, Ho Chi Minh, a party.
Baby. You look great.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We're the only ones in costume.
I thought this was a costume party.
What do we do?
I don't know.
Well, let's have fun.
Let's do.
Hey, Lederhosen boy, how's it hanging? Cinderella Gone Bad here. First time I met you, I thought you had really cute knees. You and Gretchen, I guess her name was, she was an okay chick. You guys are pretty good, but you know, Cinderella Gone Bad and her gang, they always win every time. Call me sometime.
I first met Steve doing a commercial out at Storybook Ranch for Judge Bean's Restaurants. Of course, 6 months later, they were out of business. Then Janet Walters and I did a commercial for Jackson Turrentine Murrow Funeral Homes, and immediately more people started dying. I don't know what that says about Steve's ability to make commercials and his influence on businesses.
There's nobody else here in costume. Should we go?
No, I spent days making these costumes. We're going to stay at this party.
Okay.
Get over it. Ho Chi Minh, I'm your ho.
When I first met Steve, he was actually dancing around the stage in this German outfit, prancing around really, and I thought, oh, he's gay. You know, and that must be his sister up there with him, being Gretel. Okay, fine, fair enough.
Oh, so you're talking about that cute little German guy? He was wearing lederhosen, I think. What? He's actually not German? He had a good German accent, though.
Can we at least get out of these costumes?
Darling, if you knew the amount of time I spent on these costumes just for you. No, they just banged the gong. We're at Suburban Iron Chef. Besides, JC, the mayor, is in there.
Okay. We'll stay, baby.
Then, later in the evening, I see him flirting with, well, hitting on, really, Sleeping Beauty. I thought, oh, he's bi. Fair enough. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's the dude that kept hitting on me all night long. I never realized he was married until I saw his wife, and she was dressed up just like him. They're a weird little pair.
I love karaoke, and there's a piano, and sooner or later, these people are going to karaoke with us. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. They're going to come out to our house and throw lots of parties. Just hang on.
You know it.
I can't find my pink sweater. I can't find any of my sweaters.
I was immediately impressed by his sense of style.
He is, isn't he? Sure, of course he is.
So apparently, they always show up in some kind of costume. I really don't know what Steve looks like without one. I don't think I'd recognize him on the street if I just saw him in regular clothes. But do you find that weird that they always dress up, that they always wear a costume? I mean, isn't that strange, you think? I think that's strange.
So how did I first meet Steve? Well, he was in lederhosen, and I was in a dress playing the ugly stepsister. And then later I was Dolly Parton at a party, and I was in a dress.
I think any man who can wear women's clothing has to have an inner strength.
Steve, when I decided to be part of the pirate program, you know, I thought I'd be like, "Rrr, pirate, rrr." And then you had me doing Fosse hands and butterfly wings, and the next thing you know, I've lost control of my wife, and now I'm a devil in a blue dress, and it's kind of gone backwards.
What's a stiv? Oh, that's the guy with the David Cassidy haircut and the Elvis impersonations? Yeah. You know, I heard he was a hunk of burning love with those impersonations, but frankly, it didn't do it for me.
And so, Steve, please, you gotta do something. You gotta make this right. You gotta give me my manhood back, because I'm falling apart here. Where's my blue dress?
I've never been able to pull it off myself. Just a little too manly.
First time I met Steve? Yeah, it was at a dance recital, and I really found it curious that he was so excited about the costumes on stage. You know, rumor has it that he has his own tutu, and I don't even really want to know.
Now, the face, it was all over when I saw that. I swooned, and the next thing I knew, I was pregnant. Twice. And then I was in the hospital.
What?
And then later I was at his house, and I was in a dress because I was playing the princess getting married. And I keep wondering, why am I in a dress so often when I'm around Steve? And then I go, oh yeah, I always wear a dress.
He pretends, actually, that he doesn't love to create all this stuff, but actually, he really does. Do not fall for this rolling of the eyes like, oh God, keep it simple. You're killing me here, you're killing me.
It was the Route 666 party when I knew Steve. We had secretly placed those twitching bodies in the bag in the Motel Hell with real women.
Yeah, you know, Steve and I, we go really way back a long time. In fact, he asked me to be the CFO on his movie parody network project. And what that means is I would get to help him plan how to spend all the money that we made. And I'm still working on that, but yeah, after a couple of years, I think we're up to almost 56 cents now. So, well, I guess it seemed important at the time.
What, the Department of Advertising? I didn't know I could do accents.
For the Holy Snail. And oh, let's see, Steve, what could you come up with? I don't know, a nice backdrop? This is what Steve came up with. Yeah, his own medieval castle.
Well, of course, Steve knew about it, but that didn't seem to save him. When it was his time to go through, reached out and touched him.
I met Steve when I auditioned for the Movie Parody Network for the second season. Steve really wanted a diverse cast. So I don't know where he got the idea that I was South Asian.
You know, we've moved up since then to the Movie Parody Network, and I use up loosely. Steve's been a great director, if you can tell when he's being serious or when he's just joking around, you know.
And there was supposed to be some kind of haunted house and torture chamber. Okay, well, look at this. This is what he created. A very real torture chamber.
You know, when Steve and I first met, Michael and I had just gotten married. And he had a lot of advice for me, good advice on how to be a good wife and make sure that we have a happy marriage.
Well, he just screamed and screamed and screamed like a little girl. A 13-year-old little girl.
He fluctuates from being calm to being really snarky. He says things like, "Let's do it again, this time with feeling," and "How about a laxative, ma'am?" I don't even know what that means.
Was to make sure that I always have dinner ready, to plan ahead the night before, and make sure that I cook Michael's favorite dish. Speaking of which, empty? Thanks. Don't spill on this carpet.
I won't, I promise.
Thank you, because you'll
Is
be
that good?
cleaning it up later. That's enough. Go.
Okay, sir.
Oh, I got it. This is what he comes up with. Yes, our very own pirate ship.
Make sure that I prepare myself at least 15 minutes before he arrives so that I'm nice and fresh and ready to discuss what's most important to him in his day, you know.
I mean, I guess that was my name. But I don't have an accent.
To make sure that I never complain about him going out to dinner with his friends or any other type of entertainment that he might find suitable.
The point is, he's the only director that I've ever worked with that didn't say action. And I think
Oh yeah,
in
he's
a
like,
nutshell,
4.
And now, with the next theme coming up, which will be Bollywood, because, by the way, I have Indian costumes for everyone involved. And look at this. This is what Steve has agreed to create for the next Bollywood party. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Taj Mahal by Steve McGregor. Stay tuned. It's coming.
Honey, how was your day today?
Stop touching me. You're going to mess up my pedicure. Get off.
Sorry.
What's wrong with you? Also, to make sure that I've cleared all the clutter out of the house so that he doesn't trip or fall through any main parts of the house, as he's my breadwinner and brings home my bacon. I'm also to minimize all the noise in my house, make sure the children are kept quiet and out of his way, and to make sure that I never complain about him going out to dinner with his friends or any other type of entertainment that he might find suitable. Thank you, Steve, so much. You've given Michael and I so much.
You know, I've pretty much starred in most of Steve's productions. Well, maybe not exactly starred, but I've played a pretty good gangster, though actually I guess I really never did have a speaking part.
Oh, the Bollywood number I did during the audition phase. Oh, so grand. Other than that, though, I don't know where he got that idea from. It all worked out, though. I got the job.
That's Steve's approach to
And we're like,
directing is
that-
no action, maybe a cut, but way too late.
Is it time to... Are we acting? What does that mean, sir?
Yeah, Steve really relies on me on the shoots. And when I'm done with my scene, sometimes I get to haul the boom mics around, pull cables. Sometimes even after the shoot, he'll let me vacuum the yard or maybe haul some heavy objects around. It's really great because I get to be in the credits.
Steve? Oh, I remember Steve. I was a young lad in college. He was already out, independent film producer, working for nothing, kind of like he does now. Yep, he invited me over one night to watch the hot tub scene from Spartacus. It was quite interesting. Then we got closer and closer. It's a wonderful, wonderful 6 months of my life. And then he took up with some harlot. Never saw him again. Heard him on the news when he made that movie with that shark. What? Spielberg. Steve McGregor, who the hell's that? Oh, no, never heard of him. That Spielberg boy, though. Don't trust him. Break your heart.
He just ruined it with that.
Hey, you know that saying where they say you can pick your friends, but you can't your family? Well, I would pick you every time, Steve, as my brother-in-law, even though you might not say that about me, because I think you're wonderful, and I love you very much.
And cheers, because, I mean, cheers, really.
Happy birthday, old man.
Okay, take 34.
Happy
Birthday.
Who's this for?
Who?
Who?
My birthday. We'll have a party for me. Steve, you're invited. Happy birthday,
Happy
Steve.
birthday.
Years. Happy birthday, Steve. And I'll be really happy as long as you keep being older than me. That means we're both still kicking.
It's always a lot of fun working with Steve, and we wish you a very, very happy 60th birthday. I was that young once.
Thank you, Steve, so much. You've given Michael and I so much. Well, I hope that you have a very happy birthday, and we're just so very happy that we have you in our lives. You missed a spot.
But in all seriousness, he's been really great, and he's always been very entertaining, and we always had a lot of fun growing up, and we've had different experiences that nobody else has had.
We love you, Daddy. Mwah!
So, 24 years later, 836 costumes later, I'd do it again.
It's good to be the king.